Hello, hello, hello. This is your boy Irony Boxing coming through with this my 43rd live. Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, we are going to talk about this thing called boxing. Definitely gonna get into this. We are one day away from. I lost track already. I mean, we have two boxing cards. We have a BKFC, that's bare knuckle fighting championship, and we have UFC 322. So, oh boy, we are going to get into this. First of all, God bless every single one of you. I hope you're having a great day, afternoon, evening, whatever the case may be. All right, so first of all, let's start this show the way we always start this show, which is with the Lord's Prayer. Okay. Um, just one second. Name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, the glory, forever and ever. Amen. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Thank you, God, for everything. Okay, so let's get into this. First, what should we do first? We should check the news first, right? Yeah, let's do that. Let's start with the Ring magazine. Let's see what they've got to say. Obviously, we saw the the face-off between Conor Benn and Chris Eubank and all the rest of them. There's also a pretty good fight on the undercard of EUBANK vs BENN 2, and that's Jack Catterall. I'm sorry. That's Adam Azine versus Kurt Scobie. Be on the lookout for that one. Now, obviously, we got to start with some bad news. Joseph Parker tests positive for cocaine on the day of the Fabio Wardley fight. Oh boy. Says here, former WBO World Heavyweight Champion Joseph Parker failed a drug test for cocaine on the day of his 11th round stoppage defeat by Fabio Wardley, it has been revealed. The 33-year-old was tested by the Voluntary Anti-Doping Agency, VADA, and the adverse analytical finding was revealed on Friday morning per a report in The Sun. Two sources close to Team Parker have conveyed their dismay to the Ring at the findings, for which he has an opportunity to have his B sample tested. In most cases, however, the A and B sample results are identical, and traces of cocaine known as benzoylecgonate. Well, let me put it on the chat because this is a mouthful. This is a tongue twister, right? There's the name right there, benzoylecgonine. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Can be detected in urine for several days after taking the drug, meaning it would have been taken at some stage during fight week. Oh, so he took this substance during fight week at the very least. Now, Joseph Parker is 36-4 with 24 KOs, is said to be currently on holiday, and while eager for redemption after his latest defeat, his manager, David Higgins, told the Ring post-fight there was no expectation on his charge to return for a little while, quote, before this development. The VADA will now hand over their findings to UKAD and the British Boxing Board of Control, BBBC, who oversee doping and punish offenders. Oh boy. Although that's what was my main question here, because is that, it's wrong, it's against the rules, but is that going to enhance your performance or not? Not that it matters. If it's against the rules, bro. You should get punished. Let me be clear, right? It says here, although cocaine is a recreational drug and not performance enhancing, the Kiwi could potentially face a 2-year suspension. Holy shit. A Queensberry promotion statement read, quote, the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association last night informed all required parties that Joseph Parker returned an adverse finding following an anti-doping test conducted on the 25th of October in relation to his bout with Fabio Wardley. While the matter is investigated further, no additional comment will be made at this time. Well, there you have it, fellas. We'll see. It's not a PED, but it's against the rules, bro. That's it. That's it. So, there it is. David Morrell versus Callum Smith is headed for purse bid. How you doing, Crush the Legend? Great to see you, sir. Appreciate it. What an honor. That's my guy right there. Appreciate you pulling up, broski. What else? David Morrell switches trainers, teams up with Ismael Salas. Yeah, the short list, as I understand, was either Ismael Salas or Abel Sanchez. If you remember, Abel Sanchez was the longtime trainer of Triple G. He also trained Murat Gassiev and others, obviously. Yeah, the chemistry, so to speak, with Ronnie Shields wasn't there. You can tell, right, that Ronnie was giving him instructions, he through a translator, obviously, and Morel was like, nodding his head. And once he went into the ring, he did his thing, basically. So I think it was good for both parties. It was good for David Morel. It was good also for Ronnie Shields, right? So Ronnie Shields is now with who did I see him with? He fought just the other day. Who did I just see him with? Oh shoot, I don't remember now. But the fight that just came in this, I what was the? It wasn't Virgil or Lubin, obviously. It was it Darius Fulgham? Or no, his opponent Stevens. I think it was David Stevens that had Ronnie Shields in his corner. One of the two of that co-main, it was a lackluster fight to say the least, right? But the yeah, it was either DFG, Darius Fulgham, or David. I think it was David Stevens, his opponent. I just saw him there training him. So props to Ronnie Shields. That's a double OG in the sport. Been there, done it all, and seen it all. So says here, can Jack Catterall recover his ruthless streak against Echo Essuman? Jack Catterall's looking forward to showing the results of 2 months of worth of hard work when he boxes Echo Essuman this weekend. That's the co-main for EUBANK and BENN. Earlier this year, the welterweight made the difficult decision to leave behind his young family and longtime trainer Jamie Moore and cross the Atlantic to join up with Derek Bozy Ennis at his team in Philadelphia. Yeah, man, he's training with Cool Boy Fulton. He's obviously Jerome Butsanis. A bunch of studs there in Philly. They call that Bozy's Dungeon, if I'm not mistaken. So I think Andy Cruz is there as well. I mean, you name it, bro. Bozy is doing his thing, man. Major props to Bozy Ennis. I think he's training Joanne. No, I think it's Reynoso. No, Reynoso is the one training Joanne Lee Feliciano. Sorry about that. More news. What else we got? Under pressure, Conor Benn aims to make it 4th time lucky in 35-year EUBANK feud. Man, we'll see. We'll see. I don't see too much interest in the trilogy for what people are saying. I haven't talked to many UK people. That's what really matters because this fight is obviously taking place in the UK. All of them, so the people in the UK want to see a trilogy if they go one-on-one. Do they want that? Do they prefer they go their separate ways? Because, I mean, in EUBANK's case, I was speaking with Puro Sur about this. I think it was last night on the panel, and he was saying He doesn't really, even if Ben wins and they're 1-1, he really wants to like see Ben just do his own thing at 47 or 54, whatever it is, you know. For his sake, I hope it's 47. You know, the coast is way clearer there, but if it's 54, I mean, who can we count? Walsh, maybe someone like that. Make it a UK fight, or I mean, he's fought in the US before. I don't know if he wants to make a big or try to make a big splash over in the US as well. So if he wants to come to the US, should he fight maybe like a Charles Conwell, maybe like a who else can we? Is Lubin? I mean, Lubin's going up to 60, so forget about that. Mm, Actually, let me pull up the rankings while we're at it. Why don't we do that? Let's look for possible opponents for Conor Benn in his eventual 154 run. Okay, Brandon Adams, not really. Brandon Adams deserves a better fight, you know. Israel Madrimov? Ooh, I don't know. That style, bro, can give you hell of trouble. I will say this. Josh Kelly. Okay, so let me mention the UK fights that make sense. Callum Walsh and Josh Kelly, right? And now if Josh Kelly beats Bakram, different story. But as I understand, Josh Kelly's probably going to come up short against Bakram. So if that happens, could be for what, February, March, April, whatever it is, you know, could be an option. Now, if it's not in the UK, interesting. Boachuk, maybe? Could it be Sergey Boachuk? Could it be Giovanni Santillán, maybe? I don't. Andrea Holmes. Madrimov, I think, is bad news, man. Madrimov's got that style, that herky jerky, the footwork. I mean, low key, Madrimov will probably whoop that ass, bro. Madrimov, not for nothing, bro. He's faced Bud Crawford and Virgil Ortiz. Like, yeah, he's got that style, man. He'll make you look bad even if you beat him, you know. So, um, I don't know. I'm between Conwell. He could be the Jorge Garcia Perez. He could fight Jorge Garcia Perez. He's ranked number 10 in the BC and the BO. I don't see him in the picture over at the BA and the IBF. So he is number 10 in the BC and the BO. So I don't know. Conor Benn, let's look at his ranking. He's number 4 in the WBC at 47. And is he anywhere else? Oh, he's number 6 in the BA. Yeah, that's about it, right? I don't see him in the IBF or the BO. So he's 4 and 6 in the BC and the BA. So if he goes to 54, Jorge Garcia Perez is sitting in number 10 at the BC. Who's at the BA that he can fight? Andreas Katsurakis. Joannis Teles is, I was going to say Joannis Teles, but he's returning, I think, December, right? I read that somewhere. Joannis El Bandolero Teles is, El Bandido, I think it is. Teles is returning on December, so we'll see how that whole thing plays out. But I mean, as far as Conor Benn goes, I mean, if you're going 47, you're already ranked 4 and 6 in the BC and the BA. So it makes sense you go after whoever wins of Raul Curiel and Alexis Rocha. We know they're going to run it back, you know. So whoever wins, you can get him. You can get Mean Machine. You can get Ryan Garcia is the one that most makes sense, but we'll see how that whole thing with Mario Barrios plays out. You know, I don't think that's official yet, but I know that they really want that fight. So, and Oscar's dying for a start, bro. Like Virgil, bro, is in deep shit with the whole Jeron Butsenis situation, and who else? Zurdo Ramirez is in another deep shit with with Chayo Petaya's situation. So, I mean, we'll see, man. But not for nothing, bro. If you're Conor Benn, I think you have options. You know, I think you have some options beyond the Eubank. You know, you shouldn't fight Karen Shukatsian because you're gonna get your ass beaten, in my opinion. Um, Ryan Garcia makes a lot of sense. If Jack Catterall beats Eko Esuman, that might make sense. He's right there. You know, Jack Connor Ben is number 6 and Jack Catterall's number 7 right now at the WBA. In the WBC, Connor Ben is 4 and Jack Catterall is 7. So I can see you fighting. If you lose against Eubank, it does it really make sense to call out the winner of Catterall and Esselman? Does it really? What's up, Jay Will? How you doing, broski? Great to see you. God bless. LB, my guy. God bless, bro. Yeah, I went a little bit late today. I apologize, but we're here. We're here. Um, yes, sir. Appreciate my peoples. But yeah, man, Joe Parker popping dirty, man. For COKE, so is it a PED? No, but as I read, bro, he might be facing a 2-year suspension. So golly. You think that weight cut? Yeah, Puro was saying the same thing last night. Yeah, he was saying that weight cut's too much. But yeah, man, Jay Will 54 is so stacked, bro. Like, okay, if you cannot make 47, go to 54. But I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm kind of struggling to find uh, well, not really. He can fight. I think Charles Conwell. He can fight. I don't think he should fight Madrimov. Not straight up. Not straight up. In my opinion, you know. Um, who do you think, Jay Will? Because if it's a UK fight, he can fight either Callum Walsh or Josh Kelly. If he loses against Bakram, right? So that's on the table for the UK. But if it's in the US, if he wants to go and make a splash in the US, I mean, I think it's either Charles Conwell or Jorge Garcia Perez, someone like that. Maybe Sergey Boachuk. That could be interesting. Jay Will says, "You think no? You think Eddie will feed Ben to boots as 50? Man, that will build pop. Okay, that's interesting, Jay Will. Let me think about it." He says, "If they do it in the UK, that would build Boots' popularity even more." That might make sense, but it's a mismatch, bro. Ben, I heard him. Ben, I heard him kept talking about Barrios at 40. Yeah, and Ryan Garcia as well, Jay Will. Listen, the coast is way clearer at 47, bro. If you can make 47, go to 47. Don't even think about 54 right now, Ben. Adam, how you doing, sir? God bless. When is the Eubank Ben fight? It's tomorrow. Let me get you the time for it. Give me 1 second. Let me get into the zone. I'll tell you. I think it's around like noontime or something, but we'll see. Yeah, Boots destroyed. Yeah, bro, come on. Now Ben on the X was looking like a monster. I mean, an opponent. Well, to be fair, Jay Will Connor Ben doesn't even deserve the fight with Boots. Come on, like, but Callum Walsh might make sense. It's a tricky southpaw. I would go with Josh Kelly. Just me. If you want to do it in the UK, if you want to do it in the US, Charles Conwell, Jorge Garcia Perez, maybe Sergey Boachuk. I wouldn't go after either Brandon Adams or Madrimov. Not right now, bro. That's bad news. Especially Madrimov. Madrimov's got that tricky style, herky jerky, the footwork, the pendulum, the angles. That's horrible news, in my opinion. Um, I wouldn't. I would say Tito and his father is a little better. Calzaghe and Joe Calzaghe and Enzo Calzaghe was definitely one of the best father and son duos I've ever seen. But there's a lot of them. Sean and Kenny Porter were pretty good. Tito and his father, to me, are probably the best that I've seen. But that, like, I have to think because there's a whole bunch of them, right? Like you have, yeah, I see you on Floyd because Floyd Senior trained them, but Roger, I think, trained them a little bit more time that Floyd Senior did. So doesn't really fit the bill. Even though you can make the case, you can definitely make the case for Floyd. The only thing I would say about that, because to me, Floyd Senior is one of the best trainers of all time, right? And Roger wasn't too bad either. But if I'm not mistaken, Roger was with Floyd a little longer than Floyd. If you remember, Floyd and Floyd Sr. had that whole thing in the gym where they damn near fought each other and they split. And Floyd Sr. trained Oscar for a while. He trained Ricky Hatton for a while. You know, they weren't on the best of terms for a good chunk of time there. So in the case of Joe Calzaghe and Enzo Calzaghe, they were always together. The same for Tito and Tito Sr., the same for Kenny and Sean Porter, the same for, I mean, shit, even Jaron and Bosey, you can put him in there, right? Jaron and Bosey can fit the bill. Um, I think if you're still active, you shouldn't be considered. We need to see the whole body of work when it's done, right? So let's leave Jaron and Bosey out of the picture just for that sake. You know, let's see how that whole thing plays out in the end. You know, if it pans out, then sure, go ahead and put them up there. They deserve it for sure. That they've been going really good. So Loma and Papachenko can also fit the bill. That was a great father and son combo. Oh, hang on a second. Was that Usyk? Is that Usyk and no. I think that's Loman's father, right? Or is it Usyk and it's one of the two? Because one of the two's father trains the other one too, right? Like Loma's father trained Loma and also Usyk, or Usyk's father trained Usyk and also I can't remember which one is. I think it's Loma's father. Um, Adam says, I saw that Murtazalia is fighting Josh Kelly. Yes, I think it's a decent fight. Also, Adam, it's just, I mean, it's a decent fight for sure, but I think, man, how do I say this? I think Bakram deserved a little bit more. You know, I think Bakram deserved just a little bit more. Josh Kelly got a nice record. He has to go to the UK, right? Bakram is gonna have to go to the UK to do that. That's fine. I mean, Brian Norman went to Japan for Jin Sasaki. I mean, that's happened before. You know, I'm not gonna make a big deal out of that. You know, going to the challenger's hometown. You know, that's happened before. But and I don't know, Bakram. We'll see how Bakram is going, bro, because that inactivity, bro, nobody wanting to fight you, everybody making up excuses about rehydration clauses and this and that. We'll see, man. It's been what, a year? A little bit more, so but Bakram, bro, Bakram should murk that boy, in my opinion. Bakram should murk that boy. Exactly, exactly. At the very least, Virgil, you know. But listen, something tells me that he'll get it eventually, you know. Something tells me, hopefully, he'll get it eventually, you know. Um, but that's bad, bro. That's bad. That's bad that that man, after making the biggest win of his entire career with a belt, come on. Oh, by the way, Adam, it says here, well, it starts at 8:45 a.m. That's when it starts. But obviously, Bannon, you know, the main card. I'm gonna go on a limb here and say that the main card probably starts around 12 noon, right? Because if the whole thing begins at 8:45 a.m., you got about 3 hours for the whole, you know, prelims and this and that. Let's assume most of those make the distance, right? Um, I'm gonna say probably the main card starts at 12 noon or something like that. Adam, it's gonna be on the zone, of course. uh, yeah, no, I feel you, LB. Larry Burns show 420 says he hasn't beat any big names but Tim Sue. Yeah, I mean, he also hasn't had the chance to. That's the problem, you know. Like, it's not like he had, you know, the chance to fight Virgil and he turned it down, and he had the chance to fight Joannis Telles and he turned it down, or you know where I'm going with this, right? Like, he hasn't really had the chance to beat any other big names, because and the worst one for me is not even Virgil. The worst one for me is Erickson Lubin, bro. You literally won the eliminator, and you went for Virgil because it's a quote unquote more lucrative fight, after saying publicly that you went for Charlo, literally cutting corners to get to Charlo because you wanted the quickest way to a title because you're all about the belts. So you make a complete 180 turn, and you got right there a champion sitting there starting for a fight. You go through a man, by the way, it got dicey for Lubin in that fight. Andrea Holmes was doing very good for the first half of that fight. So you go through all of that to turn around and go to Virgil, who doesn't even have a belt. And it's not going to have one anytime soon, by the way. So that's the worst one. It's Erickson Lubin. That's sooner than I thought. Nice. Appreciate it. Yep. LB says he overrated. I mean, he is until proven otherwise, right? He got to show why he's not overrated. So I feel you, LB. He says Lubin got knocked out standing. I mean, it is incredible, isn't it? That man was out on his feet, bro. That man was out on his feet, bro. He saw the stars. I don't know what the hell happened. He's saying he's gonna move up to 60. I don't know that you should fight anymore, bro. I don't know that you should fight anymore. And this is with all due respect. It's only 3 losses, and all 3 of them, well, 2 of them came against well, 3 of them came undefeated because Fundora was undefeated at the time, right? That was before the Mendoza fight. So yeah, but that 3rd loss against Virgil, bro, he ran through you like a wrecking ball, bro. That loss is a career ending type of loss. The Virgil loss. So if I'm Team Virgil, I'm like, listen, at the very least, take like 6 months off. Or I don't know, maybe less. Sometimes you just gotta take some time off, reassess, see what we're gonna do. Just take some time off, bro. Take some time off, be with your family, do some other stuff, maybe do a vacation, see the world. I don't know. But for now, bro, I don't even want to hear about you getting in no damn ring. Because mess around and find out. 60 ain't 54, but 60, Carlos Adames, Joenly Feliciano. I mean, watch out, bro. Watch out. Just saying. Jermel Charlo's up. Oh man, Jermel Charlo. You don't want that smoke again, buddy. LB says Virgil ain't no joke. I just think that he doesn't have too many layers in his game, bro. He's this type of fighter that how do I put it? He's the type of fighter that he is who he is, and he's very good at what he does, but he needs to fight a certain type of style to win. That's what I think of Virgil. He's one of these fighters. He doesn't have many layers to his game. Now, I'm not saying that that's necessarily a bad thing, okay? But he needs a particular style, like Pitbull Cruz. He needs to fight a certain type of style for him to not only look good, but to also be able to win. Like Pitbull Cruz versus like an Angel Fierro or Carlos Salcido or Rolly Romero. That's the type of style for him. You put a Rayo Valenzuela, you put a Lamont Roach. Now, I could be wrong. I could be eating shit here after the Lamont Roach fight, right? But if you put a different type of style fighter, he doesn't look like this wrecking ball anymore, That will be my assessment of Virgil. The pressure is good. The close range boxing IQ is really good. You saw him peeling the guard and just blasting Lubin with that right cross, which sent him to the shadow realm. But you're gonna fight dudes like that are not gonna allow that to you. Boots is not gonna allow you to do that. Sanders not gonna allow you. Backram's not gonna allow you. Now Fundora might allow it because Fundora loves to fight in the close range, bro. Fundora loves to fight like he's the smallest man, while being like a giraffe. I've been saying it for the longest. If I'm Team Virgil, go for Fundora. I would literally favor Virgil versus Fundora. That's a winnable fight. Get you a belt. Shut me up and everybody else about you not being a champion and this and that. Nobody can say that anymore. Go for Fundora and you're going to be a champion. Trust me on that. Matter of fact, Virgil should go attend the Fundora versus Keith Thurman fight. If I'm Virgil, I am going to the Fundora and Thurman fight. Go there, bro. Go there. Make some noise. Listen, everybody's saying I've never been a champion. Let's make it happen. I'm the interim. You're the world champion. What's up? Let me get that green belt. Let me get that green belt around my waist. Let me do that. Let's go. So um, yeah, I would say that if I'm Virgil, the clearest path for you to get a title is definitely Sebastian Fundora. That boy's an accident waiting to happen, fellas. Trust me when I tell you. It might not happen against Thurman, but it's gonna happen with somebody. It's gonna be either a Bakram or a Sander or a Boots or even a Basbaro. Somebody's gonna clip that boy because he doesn't fight a smart fight. He did fight a somewhat smart fight against Tim Siu. He did, but is it too little too late? Is it too many wars? You got into a war with Tim Siu. You got the first one. You got into a war with Erickson Lubin. Brian Mendoza knocked you out. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, bro. You're built like a freaking giraffe, bro, like a spider. Why don't you want to like box from the outside a little bit? Just saying. But I don't know. Let's keep going over the news here. So Joe Parker popping dirty. We'll see how that thing. Ooh. Rafael Espinosa versus Angelo Leo, the one fight that I want to see at 126. Forget about Nick Ball. And I don't mention Fulton because who knows what he's going to do after the Oshaki fight. Is he going to go back down to 26? He's staying at 30. What are we doing? So let's leave Fulton out of the picture for now, for the time being. Rafael Divino Espinosa versus Angelo Leo, unification in 2026. Now, they're both defending, right? Angelo Leo is fighting Lerato Dlamini in February 21st, and Espinosa's fighting tomorrow, or today, rather, I should say, over in Mexico. So, as Mexico's favorite, Rafael Espinosa takes a home country WBO title defense versus Arnold Kagai Saturday, and the IBF champion Angelo Leo accepted a February 21st homecoming title defense over in New Mexico versus South Africa's Lerato Dlamini. The champions are plotting a 2026 unification. Let's have it, fellas. Who you got in that one, fellas? Espinosa or Leo? Let me put the poll there. Let me make it official, shall we? Take a survey. Espinosa or Leo for unification? Who you got? Espinosa, Leo. Yep, go ahead and chime in, fellas. Or let me know in the chat, whatever you want. That's a tough one. Because obviously Espinosa is the biggest. Espinosa is like the Fundora or the Hamza Shiras of the division, right? He's what, 6'1" or something like that. It don't make no sense to be that big in that division, but he is. So and Angelo Leo, he hasn't really looked at as good as he looked against Venado Lopez, right? That was an all-time ferocious knockout. So man, Leo, you got Leo, LB. I appreciate that. I mean, I kind of like them both. People are saying Espinosa's dirty because of that Robesi, Ramirez 2 fight. I mean, I don't really disagree, but I don't necessarily disagree. Let me put it to you that way. But I don't know, man. That I saw the Angelo Leo versus Camara. Was it that he fought? He defended against a Japanese fighter. I think it was Kameda. He didn't look so good. I mean, that's fine. And then Divino Espinosa defended against Sergio Chirino, and he got the Robesi 2 fight. It's an interesting fight, man. It's an interesting fight. Now, Espinosa has been saying that he's trying to shift away from that style of just rock and sock 'em. He wants to fight more conservatively. Um, we'll see. We'll see. Can you teach an old dog new tricks? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know how about this? Let's see how they both fare. Let's see how Espinosa does with Arnold Kegai, and let's see how Angelo Leo does against Larato Dlamini, and we'll take it from there. From now, I'm gonna say Angelo Leo. Just off the top of my head, um, I'm gonna say Angelo Leo, but I don't know. I have no idea. They might not still be there. They're both defending, so we shall see. It is interesting though, and I have been wanting to see that fight for a while. So I appreciate the fact that they're at least considering it. um, what else we got? Matchroom announced 4 shows to kick off 2026. Matchroom Boxing have today signaled their intent with 4 shows scheduled for early next year. The first, set for January 24, is an IBF lightweight title fight between Andy Cruz and Raymond Murat. Okay. January 20th. I didn't know that was official already. I know that we're talking, but okay. So we got Andy Cruz and Raymond Muratalla on January 24th. How about that? I got Andy Cruz on that one, fellas. I got Andy Cruz on that one, fellas. I'm not going to lie. Okay. Who y'all got? Raymond, I'm not gonna, not for nothing, bro. I haven't seen too much of Raymond. I saw the Saur Abdullah fight, and I think Raymond Muratai is one of those front runners. It's a dude that will look real nice for the first 5, 6, 7 rounds, and then wane. Kind of like a Madrimov, kind of like a Zab Judah, Caleb Plant type. And many others. Anthony Yard fits that bill as well. I mean, there's a bunch of dudes. I think Andy Cruz has got the goods. The fight that I really want to see and still want to see is Andy Cruz versus Keyshawn Davis, but there are different divisions right now, so that ship has sailed for the moment. Raymond definitely got KO power, LB. I'm not gonna lie. This might be a 50-50 fight because Andy got the boxing, obviously. Raymond got some boxing, and he's a boxer puncher as well. So, damn. For sure, I thought Andy was gonna get him. Now, as I'm like thinking and thinking about this, I think it could be 50-50, because Andy Cruz hasn't really. I don't think Andy Cruz has had a big win yet, and it's not like he has 25 fights, but what I mean by that is, how can you be so sure that he's the goods if he hasn't had a big win? His biggest win is Carlos Salcido, probably, right? It's not Machino, right? So, and on the flip side, bro, Raymond didn't look so good against Tevin Farmer. He didn't look so good against Saur Abdulaev either. So, I mean, I'm like, oh, man. It is interesting, and I definitely want to see that fight. So I'll just leave it at that. For now, I got Andy Cruz favoring slightly for winning a UD. I don't think Andy will stop him. I mean, I could see like an 11th, 12th round stoppage, but nah, if I had to like bet for an outcome, it would be decision for Cruz, But man, Raymond is not so bad, so we'll see. Raymond's definitely got bigger names on his resume. He's got Tevin Farmer, he's got Saud Abdulaev, and yeah, it's an old Tevin Farmer, and he still gave him hell, but I don't know. I'm not sold on Raymond Murataya. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not sold. I think he's good. Okay, don't get me wrong, but I'm not sold on him. So yeah, let's do that. You think so, LB? Man, I love it. I love it. Yeah, you're going for it, bro. Crew's getting whooped, huh? Yeah, I can see that happening. I don't believe it will happen, but I can definitely see that happening. You know, for sure. Um, Let me put the link just in case anybody wants to jump in. Can chop it up for what, 20, 30 minutes or whatever time you got. If it's 5 minutes, good enough for me anyway. But whatever time you got, whatever you want to do is good for me. We got 3 votes on the survey. We got Espinosa 67%, Leo 33%. Oh boy. I mean, I get what you're saying, LB. He is kind of boring. I mean, I think with Bosi, he's a little more interesting, but I see what you're saying. Cubans, for the most part, I mean, you can find a David Morrell here and there. You can find an Osles Iglesias here and there. But by and large, Cubans, we all know, right? They got that amateur style. They got beautiful foot. He's saying snooze fest fighter. What a hater, LB. What a hater. You're sounding like I sound when I talk about Matt Hardy. But listen, you got a point, bro. The Cubans, they have that stigma, bro. Not all of them, obviously. But that's their style, very amateurish, very not amateurish in a bad sense. I'm just saying it's perfect for the amateurs, right? um he's laughing, but I mean, I can't deny that, I can't deny that. Erislan Lara versus Canelo, for example. Listen, I'm not so sure now. I was saying for the longest time I think Lara beat him, but at the same time, bro, he kind of overdid the whole thing about the footwork, bro. Like not for nothing, bro. Canelo had to damn near chase that man through the ring, you know? And don't get me started on William Skull, bro. Come on, man. Like, seriously. Um I do like me some Guillermo Rigondo. I do like me some David Morrell. I do like me some Osles Iglesias. But I hear what you're saying. Yeah, that their style has been, that's the criticism on their style. They overdo the circle in the ring, the footwork. They kind of overdo it. Then you're making a fight closer than it should be by overdoing it, because what is a judge gonna think? The judge is thinking that you don't want to engage. He's seeing Canelo walk up to you and you're circling and circling and circling. It's like, come on, man. Like, you know? So I'm gonna give Canelo the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna see that fight again because it's been a minute since I've seen it. Um, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see how they do. It is in, what is it? What did they say? January, February. Give me a sec. I was reading the news just now. February 21st. Oh, no. That's different. January 31st. That's the same day Sander fights. What? Oh man, I'm sorry, Eddie. I'm not gonna be watching that. I'm gonna be at the Coliseum to watch my boy Unification. The following month, on February 21st, England will host another intriguing fight when, oh shit, super featherweights Lee Wood and Josh Warrington clash at the Nottingham Arena. Who's excited for that? Lee Wood versus Josh Warrington, bro. Two legitimate British badasses. I like Lee Wood a little bit more than I like Josh Warrington, personally. Um, obviously, feel free to say the opposite, right? But I do prefer Lee Wood a little bit more than Josh Warrington. What do you guys think of that fight? I think they damn near had the same opponents, right? They both fought Mauricio Lara. They both fought. I don't think Josh Warrington fought Michael Conlan, did he? Uh, I'm not sure. But they had some wars, bro. I do think Lee Wood wins as well. Yeah, LB. I think Josh Warren. I mean, they both been through the ringer. They both been through the wood chipper. So they both been in wars. They both been in picked up bad losses. They both had great wins. Uh, they both have square balls. Forgive my language, but that's the truth, right? Uh, I got Lee Wood. Yeah, I got Lee Wood. I think he stops him. I'm not gonna lie. I can see like multiple knockdown types and like I can see all of that. So yeah, I got Lee Wood. Man, Matchroom is doing their thing, bro. Props to them. Finally, what finally? Isn't it 4 shows? One is I'm sorry. No, no, no. Andy Cruz and Raymond Murata is January 24. January 31st. Oh, okay. That's Backrun versus Josh Kelly. I'm sorry. I misread this thing. January 24 is Cruz versus Murataya. And then January 31st, Backrun versus Josh Kelly. Hey Eddie, why do you have to do this to me? Why do you have to do Backrun versus Josh Kelly the same day that Sandro and the boss is fighting? Why do you have to do this to me? I was just starting to like you, Eddie. Anyway, February 21st, Lee Wood and Josh Warrington. And finally, oh boy, on Matchroom, man. February 28th, Mexico's Emmanuel Navarrete, El Vaquero Navarrete, will slug it out with his compatriot Eduardo Sugar Nunez in an IBF and WBO super featherweight title unification at the Desert Diamond Arena in Glendale, Arizona. Holy crap, guys. Oh boy. Navarrete versus Sugar Nunez, guys. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Actually, let me put it on the let me close this poll right here. 3 votes, 2 for Espinosa, 1 for Leo. Got it. Let me put another poll here. I think this is poll worthy. Navarrete or Sugar Nunes. Navarrete Nunes. Okay, there it is. I'm gonna go first, and I'm gonna say Sugar Nunez. I think Sugar Nunez stops him. I think it's one too many words for Mr. Vaquero Navarrete. Very fan-friendly style, very fan-friendly fighter, very exciting to watch, highly entertaining, never disappoint. He's never been in a boring fight. He's allergic to being in a boring fight, right? Navarrete. But that also comes with a flip side. You make a ton of mistakes out there. You overcommit damn near every time you throw a punch. Your footwork is pretty good, but you're off base half the time. Now, Sugar Nunez is not the most technical boxer either. You know, I think this is who's got more power. Does Navarrete have? I think Nunez has more power, but that's interesting because they both have a lot of technical flaws. They both can punch, and they will both obviously run to the fire, right? So man, these are 4 great events, bro. Matchroom, listen, Matchroom, I gotta give you your flowers, bro. I have to give you your flowers. I hate the fact that you're doing Backroom and Josh Kelly the same day that I'm gonna see my boy Sander, but it is what it is. Nobody's perfect, right? Um, I'm favoring Sugar Nunez, bro, but I'm not sure, bro. This is a 50-50 fight, fellas. I think this is a 50-50 fight. I'm not gonna lie. This is a 50-50 fight to me, you know? Oh, for sure, Jay will. Yeah. I need to get my I need to talk with guy that I have here. He was able to get me a credential for Matchroom, but this is top rank, so I don't know how that's gonna go down. You know, um, if any of you got any contacts, let me know. But I'm gonna speak to a guy that got me because I covered the Hitchens versus actually, you know what? Why don't I just show you? I can show you better than I can tell you, right? So let me show you. Oh shit! Did I put that here or no? Shit! Come on, seriously. Okay, see, this was me interviewing Jalil Hackett. Yeah, that's bro. You see me, but I'm bro on the inside. I'm dead, bro. I'm so nervous. I interviewed Jalil Hackett on the. I covered the Richardson Hitchens versus Liam Paro fight. That was about a year ago. Um, that's an interesting fight, but Navarrete wins with awkward style. Okay, okay. LB, I can definitely see that happen. Yeah, I'm listening. If I can't get a credential, I'm getting a ticket, whatever. I'm gonna be there. Um, let me share my screen and let me show you guys my interview with Jalil Hackett. You know, hold on. This is me here on the left, bro. I promise you, I am just shaking on the inside. I'm so freaking nervous, bro. My first interview ever.
Hi, this is George reporting for Hardcore Boxing News. I'm here with UABANK. How are you doing?
Yeah, you probably can't hear anything with the background noise. Apologies for that.
Good, thank you. So how you feeling for the fight, preparation, everything good, everything in order? Yeah, I'm excited. Overly anxious. This will be my first title defense. I'm looking to go out there and close out the year strong. Awesome. I wanted to ask you this. Your nickname is Major, right? Usually
Yeah, Major. His nickname is Major. I wanted to ask him about that.
boxing, East, Crusher, the usuals, right? Can you explain to me why you chose Major? My mom chose Major. The day I was born, she put on my birth certificate. Awesome. I love it. I love it.
His mom put Major on his birth certificate when he was born. That was awesome.
So, is this your first time in Puerto Rico for a fight? Yes. No. Do you feel like difference in the weather? It feels better here than it is at home. It's cold as fuck. So you said you mentioned Ryan Norman. And everything. So what does the perfect five look for? Well, title fight. Maybe one fight in between. Definitely one title.
Man, that was before I got the freaking. Now I have one of those little. How do you call the little microphone ish stuff? But yeah, that's that was my interview with Jalil Hackett, bro. I was so nervous, bro. It was. I just told myself, just do it, bro. Just fucking do it, bro. Enough of the freaking paralysis of the analysis. Enough of that. LB says Hackett good, but he gets hit with. Yeah, he does. Yeah, even with Elijah Vines, it got dicey for a minute there. And I like Jalil Hackett, bro. I actually think he won his fight against Jose Cheito Roman. Over. But yeah, he got the short end of the stick on that one, unfortunately. But I mean, he's on the win column again. He was calling out Sander. Obviously, Sander's going for the unification. So if you're Jalil Hackett, who do we give him? Let's see who we got here. He is in 54, obviously. So I don't see him. I don't. I don't. Hold on a sec. Well, I don't see him in. All right, let me take a second here. Okay, I don't see him in the IBF. I don't see him in the BA either. I don't see him in the BC either, right? I'm looking at 54 because that's where, well, actually, I think he missed weight for Elijah Vines. So maybe he's at 60. Let's see, ranked at 60 or no? He can't be 147, right? No way. Let's see. No, yeah. Well, okay, I don't see him in the top 15 in any. Well, at least in boxing scene, maybe Ring has something else, but I mean, get you a Team Sue, get you a somebody like that, yeah, so you can break into the top 15. You better leave Sander alone. I mean, he's shooting for the fence, bro. I kind of respect that. He's shooting for the fence. I kind of respect it. Um, I don't. Yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah, maybe fight somebody so you can break into the top 15 and make some noise. We'll see. We'll see. What other news we have here? I mean, this is very good, bro. Matchroom doing their thing, bro. 4 great events for 2026. Props to Eddie Hearn, bro. What else can you say, right? Um, what else is there? Callum Smith, David Morrell heads to purse bid if fight happens at all. Psst, I don't know. If it happens, I'll watch it. If it don't, whatever. Oh, sorry. Ugh. Frank Sanchez versus Daniel Dubois purse bid postponed until November 20th. Okay. That's the eliminator of the IBF, I believe. Joshua's AJ, that is. Anthony Joshua's December 19th fight against Jake Paul is to serve as tune-up for a potential Fury fight. Holy shit. Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua, it's official? I didn't know this. You guys know this? I didn't know this. No way. No way. Is Jake Paul gonna fight Anthony Joshua? Seriously, bro? Is he that crazy? I thought he was that dumb, but he wasn't that crazy. But apparently he is that crazy. Now Paul and Joshua are slated to square off in a professional heavyweight fight on this on December 19 in Miami on Netflix. On Netflix, the Rings Mike Coppinger reported on Thursday. Oh boy. The former two-time heavyweight champion Joshua is supposed to step in to replace lightweight title holder Gervonta Tank Davis, who was originally set to meet Paul on exhibition on Friday. Shoot, I'm sorry. But the event was canceled on November the 3rd after Davis faced a new round of domestic violence allegations. Joshua was already quietly preparing for his imminent return date for a tune-up tilt against Cassius Chaney, according to Chaney's coach, Kenny Ellis. But now Joshua will instead pursue a much more lucrative purse on his path to a potential fight with Tyson Fury, baby. Guys, I'm gonna be honest. Feel free to disagree. I still want to see AJ versus Fury. I still want to see it. Now, I don't want to see AJ versus Wilder. Not at this point. But AJ versus Fury, let's fucking have it, fellas. Let's fucking have it. Oh yeah, AJ wins by KO. I have no doubt about that. You saw how he did Francis Ngannou, and Francis Ngannou is way more dangerous than Jake Paul. So you saw how he did Francis Ngannou. So I mean, that's all she wrote there. Laurie Burns Show says Hackett should fight Bakram to get in the top 10. I mean, so let's take a look at the IBF. Yeah, I like it. IBF. Okay, so the top 10, we have Andriel Holmes, Bakary Samaki, Kawinhin Aguiarco, Nikita Siu, number 7, Brandon Adams, 6, Giovanni Santillan, 5, Callum Walsh, 4, Josh Kelly, 3, and 1 and 2, as usual, nobody there. So if you want to get a backroom, who can you fight? Can you fight Andriel Holmes? Do you take on Brandon Adams, bro? Coming off of a Sergey Boachuk win, is that maybe too much? You know how they say biting off more than you can chew or something? Could it be? I mean, let me see who Who can Jalil Hackett? Because I don't know any of the gentlemen from 11 to 15, right? We got Freudis Rojas, Wendy Toussaint, Ben Mahoney, Klisman Sabner, Simao, and Milan Prat. Get you Andrea Holmes, get you Team Siu's little brother, Nikita, right there. I think he beats Santillan. Santillan is sitting in number 4. I think he beats Santillan. I mean, I'm sorry, he's sitting in number 5. Do you go after Giovanni Santillan? I mean, yes, I agree, LB. He is kind of boring as hell. Yeah, he was doing pretty good against Lubin. First half of the fight ish. But I ain't gonna lie, he's kind of yeah, yes. He would serve him. Yeah, get you a win, get you Andrea Holmes, break into the top 10, get Giovanni Santillan, and all of a sudden you're in the top 5, bro. You in the mix to get you a Bakram or whoever that or Josh Kelly if he wins, or you know. Um, Josh, yeah, it's man, it is interesting though. Yeah, man, get you. Is there any word on? I haven't heard anything about Jelly. I mean, I heard him call out Sander and all that, but I haven't heard anything. Not much other than that from him, right? I don't think. Golly, what did I? I mean, Andrea Holmes. Yeah, do that. Do that. I think. Yeah, I think that's the right one. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Um, Larry Bird show for 26. Gotta drink a 6 pack, god damn, of Red Bulls to stay up to watch Adria Holmes snooze fest for real. Not one, not two, no, the 6 pack. Come on, LB. Damn. I feel you, bro. I feel you. I'm not gonna. Oh man, that's a tough one. I mean, I agree. I agree. Um, um, we'll see, man. I don't. Hopefully, because the thing with Jalil Hackett is he really going to be at 54 or is he going to go all the way up to 60? Because as I understood, he also missed weight for Elijah Vines, bro, and that was supposed to be at 54, and that was after that whole rumor of he had a weight issue for Jose Roman, which was 47, and I saw the weigh in. I was there, bro. Oh, sorry. I was. Excuse me. I was there for the weigh-in. I don't. He made the weight. He had to move up. That's fine. You're still growing, or whatever the case may be. But that's the thing. Is he gonna really like be at 54, or is it just wise for him to just go all the way up to 60? You know. Um, that's probably a lot of people have said to me, bro, that that's probably where he should be already at 60. Jaleel Hackett, that is. So uh, I don't know. 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 We'll see. Um, what else we got? Let's see. I mean, I guess let me do final predictions for the UFC. Already did them for boxing, right? I think Lorenzo Hunt is gonna do his thing at bare knuckle, but Jack De La Maddalena versus Islam Makhachev. Okay, let's keep it on the main card, shall we? Benil Dariush versus Benoit Saint Denis. Okay. Benil Dariush is my guy. I do like me some Benoit Saint Denis. Then Benoit Saint Denis to me has a little better striking than Benil has. Benil to me has the better ground game, even though Benoit ain't no slouch down there either. Um, I'm gonna go with Benil Dariush by submission, third round. You got Islam. I can't be mad at that at all, bro. I'm not mad at that one bit. Um, I mean, damn, it's so hard to call. You know what? I'm gonna go with JDM. I'm gonna go with Jack De La Maddalena. I think he will. I don't even know. I got Jack De La Maddalena by stoppage in the 5th round. You think Sean Brady beats? I never seen Michael Morales. What do you make of him, LB? Have you seen him? He's undefeated. He's got a bunch of wins, but I never really. Because I've seen Sean Brady a little bit. So what do you think about Valentina Shevchenko versus Zhang Weili, LB? What do you think about that? That's a hard one to call. You never, me neither. um, okay, first let me ask you this: what about Leon Edwards? You think Leon Edwards still got one more run left in him, or do you think we've seen the best of him already? Um, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I think he beats Carlos Prates. But Valentina versus Zhang Weili, bro? Oh man, that's 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 a rough one, man. That's a rough one. You think that Zhang gets whooped? I can see that happening. I think Valentina is the best striker, female ever in MMA. Some people might think it's Amanda or Holly Holm. That's perfectly fine. I think it's Valentina Shevchenko. Um, let me show you the nastiest KO I've seen of Valentina Shevchenko. That was so nasty, bro. One second. One second. Bro, this was so bad. This was so nasty. Let me show you guys this. First of all, let me put the disclaimer here. Oh shoot, I don't have it here. God damn. Well, hopefully I don't get the crapper. This is a small video, UFC. Don't be a crapper. Let me put it on the banner, okay? No copyright infringement. This is not monetized. This is educational purposes only. Share screen. Okay. This was a nasty KO versus Jessica Evil Eye.
Oh, she ate that one hard. I mean, that sounds like someone is slapping the bag with a baseball bat.
Yeah, it's bad.
Oh, heck, oh
Wow. Wow. And the thing is, she set it up perfectly by throwing the body kick first.
After round one.
Bro, look at that sound. What Joe Rogan say?
Oh, she ate that one hard. I mean, that sounds like someone is slapping the bag with a baseball bat.
Yeah, it's bad.
Oh, heck.
Wow. See how she put her hands down? She was looking for that body kick, bro, and she just look at that. She's laid out, bro. She's dead. She's dead. Wow, bro. Wow. That girl is something else. Yeah. You didn't see that one before, LB, bro? That was wow, just dangerous. That's a dangerous woman right there, bro. God damn. But you hear the sound of that body kick, bro. That's like a fucking, like Joe Rogan says, it's like a fucking baseball bat, bro, hitting you. Golly, just she's dead, bro. Literally. Like, damn, bro. Poor woman. She fought again after that, though. I would like to, make that clear, Shit, bro. Like that's the type of knockouts, bro, that will send shivers down your spine, bro. Like if you're fighting at that division, you're like, I don't know if I want to see that, Yeah, exactly. That's a knockout. That's properly stated. That is a knockout. Like, ain't no referee interference. Ain't no, I don't want to come out of the corner. And no. You are literally out, bro. That's a knockout. End of story. Yeah, that's why she's my goat, bro. Amanda Nunes, with all due respect, never did anything like that. The Chris Cyborg knockout was unbelievable, but this right here, bro, nah, this this is king shit right here, bro. What else we got? Let's see. Oh boy, oh man, I almost forgot. Coach Malachi was lighting. He pretty much put to bed that whole thing about Boots and Virgil and this and that, Yeah, there it is. Give me 1 second. God damn. Fucking connection is slow as hell. Come on. Give me 1 second. No, that's not it. No, that's not it. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Yeah, there it is. I got you guys now. I got you. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Again, this is a short, guys. Don't be a crapper. Okay? There's the banner right there. I'm not monetized. This is educational purposes only. Okay, there we go.
Hey, yo, peace to the family. I want to give a shout out, man, to Boza Ennis. Boza Ennis, I really appreciate the fact that you did drop a video. As a matter of fact, the interview that you did with Fight Hub over there in the UK, when the guy asked you, would you guys be interested in fighting Errol Spence? And you said no. Why would I do that? Why would I be interested? Why would we be interested in fighting Errol Spence? The man hasn't fought in 2.5 years. He don't have 2 cataract surgeries on his eyes, and he's coming off a knockout loss. So inactivity, knockout loss, 2 cataract surgeries on his eyes, the left eye and the right eye. So I like to, and Bozy said that I like to see Errol Spence get some fights under his belt so we can see where he at and stuff like that. Because a lot of people have a lot of love for Errol Spence, and I really, really see that. So I would like to say this. Virgil Ortiz, you should be ashamed of yourself. Now, of course, you just want the money. I think that's obvious. Why would you, as a fighter, you're supposed to be this world-class superstar fighter, right? You ain't no superstar, but that's what your trainer's saying and your team is saying. But yeah, you want to fight a guy who's coming off a 2.5 year layoff, a knockout loss, who's had surgery on both of his eyes, and coming off a car accident. That's what y'all said when Crawford fought him. When Crawford fought Errol Spence, y'all said all of these things to discredit him, but yet it's good for you to do it.
Say that again, bro.
Coming off a car accident. That's what y'all said when Crawford fought him. When Crawford fought Errol Spence, y'all said all of these things to discredit him, but yet it's good for you to do it.
Oh, can I get an amen? Can I get a hallelujah, brother?
So, again, Virgil Ortiz, your team, I just don't respect your team at this point.
Neither do I.
I like Virgil Ortiz as a fighter, but your team is a bunch of cowards.
Thank you.
And it seems like that coward behavior is rubbing off on you. You're looking
Thank you.
for money. And I get that, because you ain't getting paid no money like that. So your biggest payday would be Errol Spence. Well, Oscar De La Hoya ain't paying you the $10 million that you said that your team is saying that you want your manager. You want $10 million. Did you make $10 million fighting Erickson Lubin? No. Did you make $10 million fighting Marjamal? No. Did you make $10 million fighting Lawson? No. It's a whole bunch of people. You ain't made nowhere near that. So the simple fact that you want to fight Errol Spence because Errol Spence is the biggest name in Texas from a boxing standpoint, you want to take him. I want to fight him in Cowboy Stadium. Why you not fighting in Cowboy Stadium now? It just to me, it's just y'all moving like cowards right now, bro. You know what I mean? You got the boy from Philadelphia want to fight you. And again, I'm not Team Boots. I don't care nothing about their team or care nothing about y'all team. Both of y'all are the same to me, to be honest with you. But I got to call a spade on this here. Man, you know what I mean? Fight the real smoke. Go get you a belt or fight Boots. And stop trying to fight a dude coming off a 2.5-year inactivity, 2 eye surgeries, and a car accident and a knockout loss. You should be ashamed of yourself. Peace.
Oh boy. I put the link if anybody wants to have some fun with this one. I'm gonna put this man's link because this man, I love this man to death, bro. That's Coach Malachi right there. I mean, he is just cooking Virgil's ass. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love that man. Bro, like it couldn't be more obvious, bro. Like seriously. Seriously. Exactly. Exactly, LB. Exactly. Problem with that is that I don't think Errol can make 47 anymore. Pacquiao, it's at 47, so that's the link of that short. If anybody wants to have some fun with that short. But yeah, man, real talk, bro. Real talk. We want 10 million as if you're this superstar, bro. Who said that? You know it's bad when the only people saying that you're a superstar are the people directly linked to you. It's like tomorrow I start telling people that I'm a boxing legend, and my mom and my father and my brother and my sister are the only ones saying, "Yeah, he's right." No, nobody else but them. Like, yeah, he's the A side. His father, his manager, his promoter, his I don't know, whatever. Miss me with that crap, bro. I know all I need to know about Virgil Ortiz. From now on, I know all the guys. The zone is putting the pressure on Virgil. They don't want no damn Errol Spence fight. They ain't not making any money with Golden Boy, fellas. They ain't making no money with Ryan Garcia. They're not making no money with Zurdo Ramirez. They're not making. They might be making some with Virgil, but definitely not fighting this type of fights. 5 fights in the division, and you still haven't even fought for a world title. Something wrong with that picture, bro. Boots is probably going to fight for a world title in his second fight in the division. And he's coming off of being a unified champion at 47. You never even touched the world title in your life, and you've been there for how long now? This was you just fought your 5th fight in the division, and you haven't even you ain't even called out a champion yet. Come on, bro. Something wrong with that picture. If anybody here rocks with Virgil, you can still rock with Virgil. That's fine, but it's just looking if you like the way that he fights, that's perfectly fine, bro. I ain't even mad at you for that. The pressure's there, the power's there. He's got a chin. He's been dropped. He pulls right back up and keeps going. He doesn't get tired. Not that I see. So there's quite a few positives on Virgil. I don't want to sound like a crapper here, but man, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, listen, I don't even have to say it. Coach Malachi said it for me. So that's a done deal as it is. Anybody got anything else want to discuss? Otherwise, I'm gonna go to bed because god damn, is it late or what? I just had it at a panel previously. It was pretty nice, bro. It was fun. It was heated. It was all of that, but it was cool. It was cool, bro. It's always cool. Actually, why don't we do this, huh? Give me 1 second, because I want to address an elephant in the room, right? I want to address an elephant in the room, and that elephant is this right here. Boxing scene, don't be a crapper. I'm just a peasant here, okay? I'm not monetized. This is educational purposes only, okay? Let me put the banner of the... This is the last thing that I'm going to talk... Unless somebody else want to talk about anything else, okay? This is the last thing that I'm going to discuss before I go to bed, and that is what Joe Calzaghe said about Canelo Alvarez that got a lot of people with their panties up in a bun, right? Because if you don't say that Canelo's the best thing since sliced bread, then, you know, you ain't shit, right? So, okay. Share screen right here. Audio. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's watch the actual video, shall we? Instead of putting words in people.
Big, you know, is a big gap there. You know, tough one to answer because I'll be honest with you, it's tough. It would be good if possibly promoters, you know, people from the higher end, the British Boxing Board would do a bit more regarding support for fighters after they retire. You know, it's another one to answer because, you know, how are we going to do that? You know, and it is tough. You know, it is tough, mate. It's a tough one, but it's just sad that, you know, what do you do afterwards? And me personally, when I retired from boxing, I retired on my own terms, you know. I didn't have to suffer devastating losses, you know, which, bless him, I know affected Ricky, you know. And even though the beautiful, amazing stuff he did, and, you know,
he's talking about Ricky Hatton right now, but he's about to get
thousands of people that come to America to watch him. He's loved, one of the most loved fighters, you know. People champion, people use that, but he was.
Man, he's got that thick Welsh accent, man. God damn.
You know, and yeah, it's tough, mate. It's tough.
What could have helped you? Like, if there was like an information to
that you know, what's the word? You know, train every day. You know, when you train,
the structure, the routine.
I would training, but then when it's finished, it's just a big, you know, is a big gap there. You know, I struggled for many years. I understand why. Get help, man. You know, whether it's, you know, it's not sustainable. You know, what happened with me with dad and my mum and this and that. And then
let me ask you a couple of boxing ones while I've got you.
Okay, here we go.
You obviously Terence Crawford.
This is almost at the end of the interview, right? So this is like 3 minutes of the interview that they're asking him that question over almost 15-minute interview, okay? So on a 15-minute interview, over 11 minutes was about life after the ring, what happened with Ricky Hatton, what's happening with Josh Taylor, and so on, okay? So here we go.
For beat Canelo recently, and that's his only fight at 168. Does that make him a 168-pound great?
What he did was great, but I think a lot of it is down to I think Canelo, man. I don't know, you know. I think you can't really put like a peak Roy Jones in with you know, people making a point of would he have beat Roy Jones? Come on, man. It's like, no. I think he done great going that way. He's a great fighter, Prince Crawford, but I don't know. You know, on one fight against the Canelo, I didn't think really turned up that night. You know, I know you can make a point, I suppose, because you just beat Canelo, but I just don't think Canelo's the fighter he was, is he? judging on that.
Were you impressed with Crawford, or you seem more disappointed with Canelo than you were impressed with Crawford?
Oh, I was impressed. Yeah, I was impressed with Crawford. I thought he done great. You know, he's a great boxer. I think he for the right fight, but also it was a combination of Canelo. I didn't think, you know, didn't really throw any punches. You know, he's flat-footed. He's quite flat-footed, but yeah, he done well.
He is pretty flat-footed. Is anybody going to really deny that?
Put in the best pound for pounds. I mean, Superman weights ever. I'm not sure about that. I think.
What does it mean for Canelo's legacy? Obviously, I know you can say maybe he did get the
Here comes what's got a lot of people triggered.
Decision, obviously, in the Golovkin fight, or the, you know, and the controversies there. But with Canelo now, he's lost to Crawford, he's lost to Bivol, and he's lost to Floyd. You could say he's lost to all of the best fighters he's fought, bar Golovkin possibly. Do you think that's damning for his?
See, so the interview said that. The interviewer said that, right? Okay.
Legacy, or do you think his legacy is pretty assured given his volume of big fights?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I think you know, when you look at it, you know, I mean, I think Alvin Priv is an all-time great, to be honest, because he had, like you just said, he's lost his biggest fights, but he's still a great fighter. You know,
hold on.
You just said he's lost his biggest fights, but he's still a great fighter.
Oh, he is a great fighter. Okay, so he said he is a great fighter. Okay. He lost all his big fights. All of his big fights, I'm not so sure about that. Now, here comes.
You know, the among the fights he's had, among the wins he's had, you know, he has some great wins, but, you know, he's against the top fighters, he's lost, isn't he? You know, going from Mayweather, I thought he lost the one Golovkin, you know, definitely lost one of the Golovkin fights.
Now, he's saying he definitely lost one of the Golovkin fights. Can we really deny that, fellas? Can we really deny that he lost one of the first two Golovkin fights? A lot of people think he lost the first two. A lot of people think he lost both of them. So what's got people so bro? Canelo fans are the Canelo fans, bro. They are. Oh God, I'm not even gonna say the word.
No, but you know, yeah, listen, man. You know, he's had a great career, man. You know, you can't. I know everybody. You know, you keep fighting.
He's had a great career, right? He's had a great career. Okay.
Lose, you know, Father Time catches up with everybody. Like it all is now. I just hope he doesn't go on too long and you know, get beaten by mediocre fighters. You know.
Hey, just one more, Joe. What was the last fight of yours that you watched? And when?
So what is it that he said that it was so wrong? Like I don't, bro. Canelo fans are so funny, bro. Like they're so funny. Like they get so triggered, man. Like,
did you watch it?
The last fight of mine.
Man.
You know what? Actually, a good question.
So let's watch that little bit again, right? It's like 2 minutes of him talking. It's like 11, 20 some. And some of that is about Crawford too. So it's not like entirely about Canelo, but whatever. Let's play it once again. Let's hear it. Do you agree? Give it to me straight, guys.
Obviously, Terence Crawford beat Canelo recently. And that's his only fight at 168. Does that make him a 168-pound great?
What he did was great, but I think a lot of it is down to I think Canelo, man. I don't know. You know, I think you can't really put like a peak Roy Jones in with you know, people making a point of would he beat Roy Jones? Come on, man. It's like no. I think he done great going that way. He's a great fighter, Prince Crawford, but I don't know, you know, on one fight against the Canelo, I didn't think really turned up that night. You know, I know you can make a point, I suppose, because you just beat Canelo, but I just don't think Canelo's the fighter he was, is he? Judging on that.
Were you impressed with Crawford, or you seem more disappointed with Canelo than you were impressed with Crawford?
Oh, I was impressed. Yeah, I was impressed with Crawford. I thought he done great. You know, he's a great boxer. I think he for the right fight, but also it was a combination of Canelo. I didn't think, you know, didn't really throw any punches. You know, he's flat-footed. He's quite flat-footed, but yeah, he done well. Put in the best pound for pounds. I mean, Superman weights ever. I'm not sure about that. I think.
What does it mean for Canelo's legacy? Obviously, I know you can say maybe he did get the decision, obviously, in the Golovkin fight, or the, you know, and the controversies there. But with Canelo now, he's lost to Crawford, he's lost to Bivol, and he's lost to Floyd. You could say he's lost to all of the best fighters he's fought, bar Golovkin possibly. Do you think that's damning for his legacy, or do you think his legacy is pretty assured given his volume of big fights?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I think even though, when you look at it, I mean, I think Galvin Priv is an all-time great, to be honest, because he had, like you just said, he's lost his biggest fights, but he's still a great fighter. The among the fights he's had, among the wins he's had, he's had some great wins, but he's against the top fighters he's lost, isn't he? Going from Mayweather, I thought he lost the one Golovkin, definitely lost one of the Golovkin fights, but yeah, listen, man. He's had a great career, man. You can't. I know everybody. You keep fighting, you're gonna lose. Father Time catches up with everybody. Like all these now. I just hope he doesn't go on too long and get beaten by mediocre fighters.
Hey, just one more, Joe. What was the last?
I want to know, what did he say that's got Canelo fans' panties up in a bun? I want to know, what exactly did he say that's got Canelo fans with their panties up in a bun like that? That's what I want to know. What did he say that was so off? Like, okay, he's not an all-time great fighter. You can disagree with that. That's fine, bro. It's his opinion. People need to, man, get thicker skin. Like, damn. That's bad, bro. That's bad. That's about it, fellas. I think that's about it. Anybody got anything else they wanna say, or I'm about to go to bed, bro. I'm spent. I'm done. All right. Well, in that case, I appreciate every single one of you. God bless you, my guy. Lottery Burden Show 420. That's my guy right there pulling up. I appreciate you, J Will 38 as well, my guy. Adam, God bless you, bro. Appreciate you pulling up for sure. And Crush the Legend, Joda Wise, Crush MOC in the building. God bless every single one of you. Let's end it as usual with the Lord's Prayer. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Thank you, God, for everything. Love you very much. Canelo's still a beast, bro. Canelo is still a beast for sure. All right. God bless every single one of you. I hope you're all had a great week, and I hope you have a great weekend. Definitely going to be calling the fights tomorrow. I don't know that I'll be able to call the EUBANK and BENN fight in its entirety, but I'll definitely be able to call the UFC. Hopefully, I'll be able to call the BKFC as well. So definitely be on the lookout for that, fellas. Until next time, this was your boy Irony Boxing. We shall see you soon. Peace out.